Just making sure our friends at home can see okay. Yes, okay. Good morning, everyone. My name is Adena. I use she, her pronouns, and I am the director of Lifespan Religious Exploration. Now, I'm going to try to juggle this morning. Not actual both, but doing something and speaking at the same time. So, from the time that I was born until I was about 8 years old, it was just my mom and me in the world. She was a single parent, and the two of us did everything together. I was an only child, and things were a little hard sometimes, but we were a family, and we loved each other. Then, my little brother was born. So it was my brother, my mom, and me in the world. My mom was still a single parent, so things were a little harder sometimes. I was now the oldest of 2 kids, and the 3 of us did everything together. We were a family, and we loved each other. Then my mom realized that maybe she needed a little more help, and my grandmother had been sick, so my grandmother moved in with us, so it was my grandmother and my brother and my mom and me in the world, and things were a little hard and a little crazy sometimes. But we were a family, and we loved each other. And then a few years later, my mom met someone. Hold on. Okay, so my mom met someone, and he had 2 kids of his own. So my grandmother moved back to her own place, and my mom got married. So then it was me, it was my stepbrother, my stepsister, my stepfather, my little brother, my mother, and me in the world. Whew. Things were a little hard sometimes, a little crazy sometimes, and with so many people, a little loud sometimes. I was now the oldest of 4, and we were a family, and we loved each other. But not long after that, my mom had another baby. I suddenly became the oldest of 5 kids, so it was my littlest sister, my stepbrother, my stepsister, my little brother, my stepdad, my mom, and me in the world. Things were a little hard sometimes, a little crazy, a little loud, and a little wild. I was now the oldest of 5. We were a family, and we loved each other. Then, brace yourselves, I found out that my mom had a baby when she was very young. And that baby had been adopted by another family. So he and my mom found each other and they met, and he became a part of our family. So then I was the second of 6. Now let me tell you, that was an identity crisis. The oldest to second. I'm a middle child. I'm still coming to terms with it. But it was my oldest brother, my little sister, my stepbrother, my stepsister, my little brother, my stepdad, my mom, and me in the world. Things were a little crazy, a little hard, a little loud, a little wild, and a little confusing. But we were a family, and we loved each other. Okay, this isn't erasing like I thought it would, but then I moved away and went to college. Ooh, that's me. Okay. I was still a part of my family, but I wasn't living with them anymore, so it was a little different. And then I met Travis. Ooh. Hi, Travis. He always wears a hat. And we became a family. So long story short, I am not drawing all this. We added a dog, and then another dog, and then another dog, and a baby who isn't with us anymore, and a baby who really isn't a baby anymore. And at all of those different stages, we were a family, and we loved each other. Today, in service and in our RE class, we're going to be talking about the ways that family can look and feel and exist in the world. And some people will tell you that families can only look certain ways, but that's not true. Because if all of these different versions of what my family looked like, just one person, could exist in the world, then imagine all the different ways that families can be. There are so many possibilities. But I want to make sure to note that family is not always happy and easy. In fact, in most stages of my family, I mentioned that it was hard. Families bicker and have disagreements, and the people in your family can drive you wild. I have a friend that tells me that your family is the best at pushing your buttons because they're the ones who installed them. And sometimes, as people get older, some people might realize that the people in the family they grew up with might not be the best for them. In some cases, for their own health or safety, they might have to put boundaries in place, put space between themselves and their family, and sometimes cut them out altogether. It's not an easy choice, but it's important for people to take care of themselves, even if it's what's hard to do.
So in
So in
those
those cases, and honestly always, people might make what we call a chosen family, yeah? And these are friends that are so close that they're like family. They are family. In our chosen family, we call each other the framily, yeah? And I bet many people here in our church would consider people here a part of their chosen family, maybe. And so let's add you, and you, and you. Okay, that's gonna take too long. But you get the idea, yeah? I'm seeing some nods. Maybe today, after we listen to more stories and ideas about what family can look like, I hope that you take some time to say thank you for being a part of my family to someone. And I'll go first. Thank you for being a part of my family.